Well, hey all, welcome back to Richard's Toy Room once again. Well, today we got another model kit review and build. So of course we always start with the review, because that only makes sense. So today what we have is this current release of the 59 Chevy El Camino. This is called the Street Rods version because, as you can see, you can build it with the engine coming out of the hood and fancy street rod tires and all kinds of custom tailgate and tail lights. And this one you can also build two complete engines. I mentioned this in the Mercury 49 Mercury video. That's kind of neat because I like having those little engines that you can put on display instead of just coming with some parts that are interchangeable and you got to use parts from the other engine to complete it. This is kind of neat because you got that engine on a stand after you're done. Now, as you can see, let me show you. Grab a kit real quick here. In case you can't tell from the video. Of course, I got the camera so close you can't tell anyway. A little bit. You can see here's your typical size box, and it's taller and not nearly as long. This is like a flatter, squatter, wider box. And the reason that they have done that, I believe, for this kit is because they're pushing this this here. They give you this frameable print, which, I don't know, I think a waste of money. I wouldn't pay extra for a kit for it. I'm not going to frame it. It's in the bottom of the box, and that's probably back where it's going to be going after I'm done shooting this part of the video. And it would not fit anywhere else. In a typical box, you'd have to bend it or fold it in half, and that would probably defeat the purpose. So anyway, here's some of the stuff on the box here. You can see they show the stock version here, and then some of the custom parts here on the side here. The ends of the box are the same as the lid. This is also some of the accoutrements that came in the box. They give you the sticker, Street Rods logo. Again, that'll be going back in the box. And they give you all these decals. I don't see me using any of these at all, except for maybe one of these plates options here. And here's your AMT typical 1970s looking instruction sheet. Pretty small. 4 pages as usual. Nothing really much to go on in there, just same as pretty much any other kit that the era that you've built. They don't give you any more information or anything like that. So let's get to the parts. Okay, here's your clear parts. They give you this one piece front and rear glass. And here's all the headlight lenses, and I'm not sure what that is right there. Maybe for a license plate or something. Anyway, here's your tail lights. You got the stock and the custom ones here. And then they give you a whole nother tree of this same one here in red. And that'll be going back in the box. I don't see any use for that either. Now, the one thing I did want to say before I show you anything else is I've wanted this kit since probably, maybe like 1980, maybe even before that. And it was one that I never saw in the stores when I was a kid. I mean, I knew about it. I had seen it in catalogs and stuff like that, and I probably did see it in a store here and there, but for some reason, I never bought it. I never remember holding it in FedMart. There's a store here in Arizona when I moved out here the first time. And it was, I think the kit was open. I think that was the reason I didn't buy it. I think it was the only one they had. And that was the last time I saw it on the shelf that I remember. And so I never got it until I just got it for Christmas. So here's the chrome tree. You got a lot of chrome pieces on here. Most of them are custom parts. And the rest are tires and white pieces. So let's do the tires real quick. You've got these pad printed white walls. I already see a problem. It looks to me, I could be wrong, it might be my eye, maybe the lettering on the bag is throwing me off, but it looks like this one's not printed right. So I may either have to touch that up or, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get to that point. And these are Goodyears that are also printed with the outline white letters. Or white letters, I should say, not outline white letters. So those are nice tires too, but I always like to do stock, so that's probably what I'll end up using. And let's get to the white. So we got that one, that one, that one, and this, I don't know if this fell off of one of these or if it's just separate on its own. But you basically have, here's your separate exhaust, that's nice, your steering wheel, you got your steelies, rims, you got some suspension parts, these are headers, shocks, and then also here you can, if you can see here, you can adjust the suspension for high, regular, or low, depending on where you put the axle through in there. So that's a nice option. The tailgate opens. There's the inside of the tailgate. Let's get those out of the way. Got your seat belts there too. I didn't see those. Now, here's the hood. Must have fell off of a tree. That's nice. Although I really hate when they do this, because then you can't display the hood open. It's got the where you cut out for the hoods. Not the hood scoop. Well, does this have a hood scoop? I don't think it has a hood scoop, but it also has the, like on the lid of the box, you can cut this out and have the blower pointing, popping out. Luckily, it doesn't really show through the top. Sometimes they do. They have like an indentation. Now here's something very interesting. I haven't seen this in a kit in a long time. Look at all this flash. Not so much on this tree. There's a piece about to fall off. This is all the engine. So this is obviously from a different mold. But look at all this flash. This is terrible. This must be the one mold that's time to retire it. Now this dash looks nice. It would have been nice if maybe they gave you some decals for it, but I think I could probably paint the details in that because I can actually see them. Now, luckily, this flash on here doesn't seem to be affecting any of these parts, so that's good. But this one it does. Now this, I believe, is the bed of the, or maybe that's a tonneau cover. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look that close at the instructions because this is obviously the bed right here. This might be some kind of option thing. But you can look at all this. This is all flash. See that? That's all flash. That's a very poor mold there. But luckily it's just basically a square piece, so I mean, as you can see, I could pop it right off with my finger. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just interesting that that still shows up. I haven't seen that in the kit for a long time, long time. And basically all that's left is you got your body and chassis pan. So you got your complete chassis here. It's got the gas tank molded in. That's about it. Everything else looks like you put in separate parts. And then you got your pretty nice body here. And you got some pieces in here you got to remove. That's nice because that helps to strengthen it while they're molding it. Well, this does seem, I don't know if that's, no, actually I think that's okay because that's the back part rocking. On this part it's fine. A good look at that. Got your fender wells molded in there. There's wiring and stuff on them. Here's your back. yeah, this will be a fun kit to build too, I think. Especially since it's one I've always wanted. So now I just have to decide what color I want to paint it. Here's the bottom of the box in case you're interested. It's even printed on the actual cardboard. And they show all the parts and stuff that, like on a lot of the AMT kits. Of course, I'm showing it to you upside down. Here we go. It's just the silhouettes of all the parts in the kit. So basically that's it. Those are all the parts in the kit. So next you'll either see a progress report or you're going to see the finished product. So stay tuned and we'll see you after the break. Well, hey there, here's the reveal. I think I lost some footage that I shot of this in between the last segment and this one. When I went back to check where I left off, I had two bad sections on my camera. It just had no footage on them for some reason. I don't know. I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know what went wrong. But to the best of my knowledge, I had shot some footage of the build partway through, and I also had a problem with the paint, and I think I shot that, and then I totally stripped the car and had to start over again from scratch. I originally had it painted like a root beer brown with a white top and fins, and what happened was I taped it off, and it was like a metallic paint, and when I peeled the tape off, it peeled the paint off too. So I don't know what happened there. It was just bizarre. I have so many issues with paint. I don't know why. I've never had much luck with paint. Anyway, so I picked another color and I went with this blue and a sort of an ivory for the white. So here's the separate engine that they give you, that Cadillac engine. But they didn't give you a stand for it. I don't know why. It would have been nice. They usually do with kits like this. So there were some issues with this kit. It's an old kit, so there's some fit issues, obviously. I decided to go with the basic stock car, and then I put this tonneau cover on, which I painted a flat white. It's not the same color white as the top and the fins. It just sits on there. But that's it without the cover. This does open. This is a little troublesome. It's kind of tight. I think I probably should have trimmed it a little more before I did the final paint and assembly on it, because it's really hard to open. Trying not to break anything. Oh, really? The whole thing pops off. Okay. So anyway, well, there you see, it doesn't even open all the way. That's about as far as I can get it open there. It's not a perfect kit by any means, and it's really tight to close. I'm trying not to touch the chrome too much because I used that Molotow pen, and it will tarnish or dull it if you do. I started this kit in December, so this is now like March 15th or something. So it has an opening hood. Let me get that popped here a little so you can see in there. I didn't do a whole lot of detail under the hood. Let me get a light over here. So you can kind of see in there. I did the engine and it's a little bit of detail, but I didn't do a lot of firewall detail. I was so frustrated with the kit by this point that I just kind of went, oh God, it's done. Okay, finally. The hood's real tight. It doesn't really want to shut all the way very well. I also have paint issues with this. For some reason, this blue does not want to... It still doesn't seem like it's completely cured. I was leaving fingerprints in it while I was finishing it, and it's been painted for like a month. So anyway, like I said, I have paint issues. But you can see the underneath here if you wanted to do some details under there. Not a lot, but I mean, it's not a horrible kit. It was supposed to have adjustable steering, but I had a problem with doing that. The instructions were a little vague. They show you in one step you got the chassis upside down, and then the next step they got it flipped the other way. And it kind of like, if you're not paying attention, you're putting parts on and thinking that you still have it the same way as the previous step. So that got a little messed up, and I took it apart and ended up breaking apart and having to glue it. So now the wheels really don't turn. But it's nice looking, you know, when it's all done. I did the interior, did some detailing in there. Kind of hard to see in there. Kind of hard to focus in there. But anyway, so that's the final review on this kit. I would recommend it. I mean, it's not horrible. It's a unique kit. It's someone you really don't see too often. So anyway, there we go. There's the kit. Thanks for watching, and more videos to come.